Hi, you guys. Welcome to BIO181. My name is Brad Jacobson, and I'm your instructor. I'm going to take you to Google real quick, and I'm going to show you how to get out of here, how to access Canvas an easy way, and then how I do it. So what I like to do is I like to go to Mesa Community College's homepage, meacc.edu. And then up at the top, there's a link for Canvas. And so it's on that top bar. You just click My Canvas. Not My Canvas. You just click Canvas. All right. And then it's got, you put your MEID in the bar and then your password. And we log in. Now, I'm recording this video before the course is unlocked. But I'm gonna unlock the course as soon as, and unlock the module as soon as like I post this video, because I want you guys to watch this video and start working. So I come into courses, I click on my fall course here. I've pooled all of your classes into one Canvas course, so I don't have to duplicate content and upload content twice. That would be a pain in the butt. So everybody's in the same course. It's going to be exactly the same. That's good. That way you know that you're receiving the same level of instruction as students in other classes, right? So I'm going to click on that course. Now, what you see here is my instructor view, okay? Yours is going to have a list of assignments over here on the right. You can see what that looks like. I'll click on student view, but the course is locked, so I can't click any of the links. So you'll have a to-do list over here. So now I'm going to leave that screen and go back to my instructor view. And so my instructor view is pretty much the same as yours. I have a couple of like links that I can click on that you guys cannot. But yours will have all these ones that do not have the slash through the eyeball next to it. So what you can do is you can come to module 1, week 1, and you'll notice the first thing that you see is a module 1 study group. Now those are worth 25 points, and there's one of them for every module. You're required to post in it, what was it, 4 times? I don't know. I'll find out when I get to the slides. I'll tell you when I get there. Textbook reading. So this is what I'd like you to read before you start the module. And so you'll just click that link, and it'll pull up a page like this, like a window in a window. And what it brings you to is it brings you to OpenStax. And so OpenStax is basically an free online biology program. If you want to read it full screen, up here at the top, you just click on textbook reading for this module link, and it takes you to the website. And then you can go over here to table of contents and click on that. And then boom, you've got all the chapters over here. So just click on the study of life introduction. And there you go. And you just start reading. It's that simple. All right. So where were we? We're back on Canvas. Let's switch this over. There we go. Okay. So I'm going back to module 1 and then slides. So what I'd like you to do is you'll notice that there's slides and note sheets that go hand in hand. So look, intro to science slides and note sheets. So we're at the welcome to Bio 181 slides and note sheets. So I'm going to show you how to access this. Okay. So you click on the slides and it pulls up a window in a window. Maybe if it doesn't, click on the link at the top. So I click on the link at the top, brings me to the slide. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my Canvas course because I just pulled up the slides in one tab, and then, you know, I'll show you on another tab something else. So that's the slides. And now next is the notes sheet. And notice the note sheet is right underneath that. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. Boom. And now you're on a Google document. Now you're not able to edit this Google document, but you are able to copy it and you are able to print it. So you can make your own copy in your own Google Drive, or you can print it off and fill it out by hand. It's up to you, the preferred technique. This is not due, but this is like the most valuable thing you will find in this course, because every question on every exam and every quiz comes from these note sheets. And so I'm going to click on this note sheet and open it up big. Boom. And then here we are. Okay. So I'm not going to use this note sheet as I go through it. I'm actually going to use, I printed it off. And so as we go through this, the slides, you should be able to answer the questions from the note sheet. And so that's how I'm going to start this intro video. So let's present from the beginning. So like I said, my name is Brad Jacobson. You got my email address. Feel free to email me if you're not comfortable texting me. I understand, right? Some people are weird about talking to teachers through a phone. So feel free to text me, or feel free to email me if you need to. You can also text me. That's my cell number. I give it out. It doesn't matter, dude. Like, people I don't know have my cell number, and they text me about, like, hi, I'm a realtor and I'd like to buy a house in your area. Is it for sale? So I have strangers that text me stuff I don't want. I want to hear from you. So I'm excited when I get a text that is asking me about school or a question about the class, because I know that person's engaged and they actually care. They care enough to text me. I'm not lonely. don't take that the wrong way. Please text me. So who am I? Well, I'm married and I have 2 kids and they're outside swimming right now, which is why I'm able to do this video. So primarily I see myself as a musician, a singer-songwriter. I've been playing piano since I was 4 years old. I play guitar, maybe not the best, but I've been playing for a long time, so I play pretty well. I'm in a band. It's called Make Haste. It's like a punk rock band. We play fast music. It's fun. It's melodic. And I sing and play guitar in that band. When I graduated high school, I became an Army Ranger. So that's a picture of me right there. That's the back of me. And that's Pat Tillman right there. And that's another dude in the squad. So yes, I was an Army Ranger in 2nd Ranger Battalion, 2001 to 2005. You can look me up. Google me. I dare you. Brad Jacobson, Army Ranger. I'm not lying. Okay. After I got out of the Army, I was like, this isn't, I didn't like the deployment schedule. It was very rigorous. We were always deploying. It's hard to be overseas and like not know when you're coming home. Most people, when they deploy, it's like, oh, you're going for 12 months and you'll come back on this day, and it's all planned out. But for Army Rangers, like, we'd be gone for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Sometimes we didn't know. So it wears you out, trust me, psychologically. So anyways, I got out and I went to Scottsdale Community College, where I got 2 years in, 2.5 years in, and then I transferred to ASU and I got my biology degree from ASU. Back when you could afford it. And then I was kind of like, I didn't know what to do. I wanted to keep educating myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try for a master's degree. And the nice thing is that the VA actually helped me pay for school. So I have no student loan. It's actually really nice to be able to do that. So, I mean, you don't have to sign up for 4 years like I did. You can sign up for 2 years and get all your college paid for. So they have some really good educational programs. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a way to pay for school. There is no rush. I can't stress that enough. Like, I started school at 23. Some people start school at 17. Some people start college at 14. There's no wrong age. Life is about perpetual improvement. So it doesn't matter when you start improving, as long as you're improving in something. Okay. So anyways, after I got my undergrad, I decided, I was like, when I started grad school, I had recognized some of the benefits of yoga, and I was like, you know what, this is fun. So I got really into it, like really, really into it, like really into it. And I got to the point where I was actually like teaching yoga teachers how to teach yoga. I don't teach yoga professionally anymore. I have another hobby. So I started training jujitsu about the same time my second son was born. And I got my purple belt about a year ago. And it is like the calling in my life, because I like yoga, I like mobility, I like athletic stuff, Rangers, and I wrestled in high school, so it was like the perfect union of all these things. A nice martial art. Jiu-jitsu is very, very fun. The more mobile you are, like the more flexible and strong you are, the more you enjoy it. And so coming from yoga, that's where we're at. So although I enjoy playing music and all that, my favorite thing to do outside of school is jujitsu. All right, so here's some tips on how to be successful in biology. So download the Canvas app. Please do this, because I post announcements all the time. I'm just like, hey, heads up, you got an assignment coming up. Don't forget to turn it in, and turn on your notifications for that. Read the e-chapters at the beginning of each module. It can't hurt you, and it's not like you have to understand everything. I'm going to explain the important stuff later. So it's good to read it first, then hear it from me, and then fill out your note sheet. And so print out the note sheet before each lecture. Try to fill them out using the slides. Then watch the lecture video. So that's similar to what you did with the chapters. You read the chapter, right? You're exposing yourself to the information several times. So try to fill out the note sheet on your own using the slides, then watch the lecture videos, and then use that video to help you finish filling out the note sheet, kind of like we're doing here. So even though we're not using a physical textbook for this course, we will be using a free online biology textbook called eStax. Okay, so read the chapters in that. And there's a link at the beginning of each module to the required reading. Let's see. So I already said download the Canvas app. You will also need to download an app that can convert images into PDFs, images or text into PDFs for assignment submissions. I highly recommend, it's called Scannable, SCANNABLE. I think it works for both the iPhone, the iOS, and the Android. I only have the iOS, and so it works for that. I know that. But I'm sure there's an equally efficient app that you can download. So you basically scan in assignments, it creates a PDF, then you upload them in that PDF format. You're gonna need a smartphone, you're gonna need a tablet, a computer for watching the lecture videos and completing assignments. As long as you have something that has an app or the ability to create a PDF, even if you're just taking a picture with like one of those old phones or cameras from the 90s where they have like a SIM card and you can put the SIM card in the computer, whatever your format is, I don't mind as long as it ends up in PDF format. You can also submit things in like document X, like if you do things in Word and you want to submit them in doc X, that's okay too. But I do not accept work submitted in the HEIC format, which some iPhones do, or the .pages format, which is a Google extension. They're impossible to read. Okay. So let's see. So in addition to all that, right, if you'd like to complete assignments by hand, you'll need to have access to a printer. You can use them on campus, I believe. They have the ability to come in and use those as long as you're socially distancing. But if you have one at home, that's even better. All right, so going back to how to be successful, right? Like I said, multiple levels of exposure. Once you've been exposed and you have the lecture notes, like the note sheets filled out, go ahead and take that corresponding quiz to the note sheet, right? Take it right away. You've got it filled out. You're ready to go. I promise you the answers are on there if you filled it out correctly. And this semester, I'm going to do better about actually like using the note sheet to guide what I'm talking about the lecture. Okay. After that, after you've done like the lecture quizzes and you've completed note sheets and stuff, go ahead and complete the assigned lab for the week. Some labs are going to be longer. I'll talk about those in the future here in a future slide, but they'll probably be like one lab assignment per week, or there'll be one lab assignment that it lasts 2 weeks because there's a part A and B or something. And then any additional assignments that are assigned that week, you know, like a cell diagram drawing, that would also be a good idea to complete that in that week time. Study the note sheet, right? Look them over and know the information. You don't have to memorize it, but know where it's at so that when you do take the exam, you're able to reference your note sheets quickly. Take the exam. As soon as you're done with that, that's the last thing you do for each module, and then you're on to the next. Okay, like I said, you might need some special equipment. So we said computer, tablet, word processing, some sort of PDF editing software. Like I said, Scannable is a really good app. The Canvas app needs to be on your phone. You need a phone or a camera to take photos. I already said Scannable is a good PDF making app, access to a printer. And then finally, the special equipment would be the lab kit. And I've sent out several emails through Canvas with a link to buying that lab kit. You got to buy it soon because like the first couple of weeks, we're using stuff out of it. And I don't want you guys to get behind. Okay, and then you also need access to that OpenStax, which I talked about. Okay, let's talk about some of the main points of the syllabus, okay? There's 4 modules. Module 1, we'll talk about like the scientific method. I give you an introduction to natural selection and genes and stuff as a way of understanding or contextualizing the rest of the information throughout the course. And then we come back and touch on it again in module 4. We talk about scientific method, chemistry. We go through organic molecules, how they are used to build cellular structures, and then how those cellular structures function, how things come in and out of the cell. And then we take an exam. Okay, that module lasts till September 20th. Everything is due on September 20th, and then whatever is not finished will receive a 0. And then we move on to the next module. And so that's where we talk about enzymes being catalytic proteins, things that can break things down or build them up inside of the cell, and then how those are used in the conversion of food that we eat into energy that our body can use. We then talk about photosynthesis, and that's sort of the opposite end of metabolism. It's like we break down the energetic bonds that plants have put together using the energy of the sun. So the sunlight energy is transferred to the plants, which capture it, store it in organic molecules. We break those molecules down, or other animals break those molecules down and build up their tissue, and then we eat that tissue. So it's like this, well, it's the circle of life. And it moves us so. Okay, so module 3, anyway, so you'll take an exam, and then module 3, we start to introduce the idea of DNA and genetics. I like to start with the structure of DNA, so it's a little bit out of sync of what the orders are in the chapters, but I like to start out with the structure of DNA and then talk about its function based on the structure. And then after that, we talk about genetics in the terms of like inheritance of traits and blue eyes, brown eyes, that sort of stuff. And then we talk about that stuff in context of natural selection and evolution. And we end kind of with this like concise but thorough history of life on the planet Earth from like the first single-celled organism until today. And that's really fun. And we end on December 17th. Okay, and then I broke down the modules by week, so you should know about how much work that you're going to have to do per week. Okay, like I said before, you got to finish all the work in the module before the end date of the module, and then all unfinished work receives a 0. You're welcome to start the next module early if you finish early. That's totally fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. All right, some main points. So each module is going to have one exam for a total of 5 exams if you include the final. Okay. There will be 2 lecture quizzes per module, which means we will do 8 lecture quizzes this year with 2 assigned per module. Excuse me. All right, so like I was saying, 8 total lecture quizzes with 2 assigned per module. We're going to drop 1 exam and 1 lecture score at the end of the semester when calculating our final grade. The final exam can be optional, right? If you're happy with your grade at the end of module 4, your grade will never be negatively affected by taking the final. Okay. So we'll also have at-home self-guided labs. There'll be about 1 per week, sometimes 2 per week, or not 2 per week, sorry, 1 every 2 weeks, every other week. And they're 25 points each. We'll also have a couple of additional assignments per module, not that much. It's not a lot of busy work. It's more just reinforcing some of the general concepts. Like I said, note sheets are not assigned for points, but they will help you. Like, do not ignore the note sheets. Those are like fundamental to passing this class. Okay, like I'm doing right now, the video lectures, they're going to be labeled. Every lecture will be labeled video lecture, and we'll have a corresponding slideshow and a fill-in-the-blanks note sheet, okay, provided for each lecture. The note sheets are fill-in-the-blank, and it emphasizes important questions and terminology that will be used in exams and lecture quizzes. Okay, like I said, they'll be used as a study guide, and then I'll offer some supplemental materials and possibly videos throughout each module, maybe 1 or 2 tops in each module in addition to those. Okay, we'll be doing roughly 12 labs this semester, and they'll all be done at home. Lab kits can be purchased from the bookstore, but not on campus and not in person. Okay, so do not, that last part about masking up and all that, I'm gonna have to get rid of that because you just have to buy them from the bookstore online, and I've already posted the link. Okay, most labs are gonna require some special equipment like a scale or a beaker or something, and like I said, you can purchase them from the store online. They're about 1 per week, but it's 1 every other week for about 12 throughout the semester. Now, here's the important part, okay? I give you submission instructions at the end of each lab. So when you scroll down to the bottom of each lab, it'll tell you how to submit that lab. And labs are worth 25 points each for a cumulative 30% of your final grade. So this is how I break down your grading, okay? You have these categories in Canvas. That's how we calculate grades. Exams will be worth 20% of your final grade. Lecture quizzes will be worth 20% of your final grade. So if you think about it, assessments are worth 40% of your final grade. Labs are worth 30% of your final grade. Those assignments like worksheets and stuff, those are 20%. And then participation is 10% of your final grade. Participation are those discussion groups on Canvas, okay? And we'll talk about those for a second, okay? And the study group discussions. And then this is my grading criteria. So if you're above at 89.5, if you're 89.51, 89.50, I'll give you an A, okay? And then so on and so forth. All right. You should post or comment 4 times per module in the study group discussion board, right? So 4 times per module, that's once a week, to receive full points for participation. What I would like to see is I would like to see you post once per week, not 4 times at the end of module 1, but once per week. That way you're engaging with fellow students. It's sort of like the whole idea of wearing a mask. You're not wearing a mask for yourself, you're wearing it for someone else, right? So you're posting in the discussion group. Maybe it's for yourself. Maybe you're asking something meaningful and you have a legitimate question, but you're also helping out your fellow students that have questions, and maybe you're smart and you know the answer. Maybe you've done biology before. And like I said, there'll be various other assignments and stuff that are due. I already covered the points breakdown, and so let's just cover the last little bit here. So if you have a documented disability that's protected by the ADA, let me know, okay? Also, like, reach out to the Disability Resources Center, DRS. They will help you, and they will connect you with me, and I will be able to give you some alternate assignments or whatever you need. I taught a class 2 semesters ago called BIO181, and I had 2 visually impaired students. They were essentially completely blind. And so making that material accessible, including the labs, was a challenge. But if I can do it for them, trust me, I can do it for you. If you're pregnant or parenting, right, and you're protected under Title IX, let me know too. It's an online course, so it's flexible, so we shouldn't have too many problems with like scheduling and stuff. But definitely call DRS. And if you're having trouble accessing the course materials due to a disability, contact me, please. All right, think about academic dishonesty. It would be possible for students in this class. I'm not dumb. It would be possible, right? For you, maybe somebody has taken my exams from summer and they put them online and they've said, hey, I'm selling these on some website. I know they have those, right? You could do that, right? But here's the thing. Nobody gets away with anything in this life. That is the lesson of karma, right? You might get away with cheating. You might pass this class with an A. Congratulations. At some point down the road, right? Whatever habits, whatever actions you've taken perpetually over a long, long period of time gain momentum. That's karma. And they reap consequences. So let's say somebody wants to get into a good medical school. So they cheat through their undergrad, right? They don't know that information at the level at which their transcripts say they do. When they get to medical school and they get put under rigorous like testing, they're not going to make it. So take the time now, develop the discipline to learn the material, to do it on your own and study, right? That's what I expect. And tell the truth. That it's a part of being honest, is just saying, you know what, I'm going to do this myself and do it the best I can possibly do. Okay. It might suck. You might not get the grade you want, but it will be worth it in the long run. Okay. It might seem, so dishonesty might seem harmless at the time, but here's the thing, is there's a subconscious component to our brains and there's a conscious component. The conscious component can make up all kinds of excuses for why it needs to be dishonest, but the subconscious component doesn't really understand it. So when the conscious component is dishonest, it creates dissonance between the subconscious processes and the conscious ones. People who perpetually lie have serious mental health issues. Seriously. You know them, right? I hope it's not you. I don't think it is. Okay. But honestly, like, yeah, just be honest. Do your own work. So I've already mentioned this, right? Getting a good grade is not worth sacrificing personal integrity. It will hurt you in the long run. Okay. I'm not a big guy on like, oh, I'll punish you by giving you a Z on your transcripts and no one will ever let you in their college. Like, that's stupid, right? That's stupid, right? That's bureaucratic. I'm just being real with you. That this is life. This is life. So, okay, if you need to reach out to me, right? I gave you my phone number, so you can text me. I gave you my email address, and then also I am available to tutor virtually. I have kids at home, so I'm like doing stuff with them in the morning, like their school stuff. But I'm here for you guys. Like, reach out to me. You can come to my meeting anytime you want, and I'm here to tutor. So that's all I got. Enjoy your learning, guys. It was nice to meet you. I will see you in our first lecture in a little bit. Bye-bye.